in the lookup, okay, the lookup transformation to get the last record occurrence of each customer, we have to write this query so that we'll get the last occurrence and then compare it. Then next is so write the query. You better write the query in the SQL and make sure the query is correct. So this is the subquery we have added. We have modified the query. Then we have taken the same query in SQL query. Then make sure it is working fine. Before that, you better parse it. So if it is parsed successfully, then preview it. If you have any values, you will see. Otherwise, it is fine. Since the query is correct, you are not getting any data. Then the next step is now we have to tell SQL Server SSIS what are the lookup columns we have. So here we have to our critical columns are customer name. So customer on the left hand side you can see the columns available we are getting from the source, and the right hand side these are the lookup source columns. So we have to compare customer name with customer name, email with email, date of birth with date of birth. So these are the lookup keys we call in integration services terminologies. Now, what are the columns we need out of the lookup transformation? So surrogate key we have to take to update the target for the previous record, previous record's effective date. Then we have to use customer name, contact name. We have to use customer name, customer email, and the date of birth, because these are the columns using which we check the existence. Then the other columns: customer contact name, phone number, marital status, gender, income level, and city. These are the critical columns. So we have to take all these columns. Then the good practice is to give L underscore so that we can differentiate the column names with the source columns. So we better give the aliases for the output. These columns we are going to use. To check the new records or updated records. Okay. Then, so here when we are we have configured this lookup to redirect the rows unmatching, so no match records. So this is this data, the output from this no match output will help us to get identify the updated records. So we are redirecting it. So okay, so we are done with the lookup. So we have taken the source, then we have taken the dimension. We are looking up for the values. Then in dimension we have something called effective date and start date. So effective start date will be the date on which you are inserting the data, and effective date is the date on which you are inserting a second record, updated record into the dimension. So for this, we have to get the system data. So we have to generate that using the derived column. Just take the derived column into your package. Now, so it is better we take this derived column before the lookup. So derive that column, just link that and derive it, create a column, is the expression? It is get data. Take the data from the system itself. So drag and drop and give the column name. It is like the inserted data. Fine. Now take that column to look up again. Now here you can see that column also as the input column that you can see. So this column we are going to use in checking the new records or updated records. So from the lookup transformation we will be getting two outputs. One is matched and second one is unmatched. So we have to take the matching records, unmatching records, that becomes the inserts into your target, into your dimension. So we have to take either OLEDB command or the destination, OLEDB destination. Let us take OLEDB destination. Okay, just specify in OLEDB command we have to specify the connection name. Just link this OLEDB command and specify. So the no match output means it will give the unmatching records that are not record which are not there in the targets, records present in source but not in the target. So that output we are passing it to OLEDB destination, and this is supposed to be the customer dimension, and this is an insert new records. Fine. So here we have to specify the connection name. Anyway, it is in the connection, the DW test. Now we have to select the table where we are going to insert the records. So we have the customer dimension. Now link the columns. On the left hand side you can see the inputs coming from the previous level. Okay, and the right hand side you can see the targets. Now by default SSIS will look with column names and it will map it, but make sure mapping is correct. We have customer linking and customer name, contact name, phone number, email, marital status, income level, gender to gender, city, state, date of birth, and we have a state name. Okay, so the state name should go to customer state, country name should go to country name. This is already linked. Sub-region name go to sub-region name, and region name to region name, and inserted date becomes your start date. Okay, that's it. Now okay, then so this will insert all the new records into the target. Now next thing is we have to identify the updated records. So updated record means the records exist in both source and the target, source and the dimension, and if there is any change in the critical column, that becomes your updated records. For this we have to check for the critical columns. Okay, we have to compare the source with the dimension columns. So for this we have to take a conditional split. We have to use a conditional split to check whether there are any updated records or not. Okay, take the conditional split. Now let us take the unmatched records. Now here we have to say we have to do the condition. So we have to see here we will get only the records which are present in the source and the target. So there are two ways. One, you compare with the source and the target, and the second one is you can directly compare with the critical columns. So I'm going with the orthodox way. It is compared with the source columns with the target columns for the existence. So as I told you, customer name equal to customer lookup, and okay, you better take operators, and so record should exist in both. So this will check record is present in both the sources and targets. Okay, equal to lookups email and date of birth of source not equal to date of birth of the lookup. So this first condition will tell whether the record is present in the source and target or not. And after this we have to add one more condition. As I told you, we have to compare the critical columns to check the existence. And now the critical columns in this scenario is the other columns: contact name, so for our convenience I will write like this. Okay, equal to, sorry, so we have to check whether if there is any change in any of the critical columns like this, not equal to lookups contact name. Now we have to check any, so any one column, so we have to use logical or you have to take the phone number of source not equal to, so phone number of the lookup or uh, marital status and income level. These are also our critical columns. Not equal to marital status of the lookup. This is the reason we have taken these columns from the lookup transformation to check whether the records are updated records or not. Or so marital status, then we have to take income level. Income level not equal to unequal income level of the target and the dimension, or city of source not equal to city of lookup. Okay, so this is my second query. Something is wrong, that is the reason it is giving this. So instead of not equal to, we have given or, that is the error. If you can find out if there is any error, you can see that that in the red color. not equal. Now you can see this is correct. Now let us take this and we'll keep it in the previous condition. So this is the condition we are using to check whether a record is an updated record or not. This is the condition. So first condition is this, and this is the second condition. So this is the first condition, or oh, this is wrong. It's supposed to be and. So it is always better to check. So this is the first condition. So let us take this and change it there, the condition. Yeah. Okay. This is the condition. Now, if the record is existing, it will come to the second condition since it is logical, and it will come here and it will check for the critical columns. If contact number is changing, or phone number is changing, or the marital status is changing, or the income level is changing, or the city is changing, that will be considered as a very updated record. Okay, now so let us give this as updated records. Now, okay, so the output from this is to identify the updated records. Since we have only one output, you can see only one. Now, from this, you will get updated records, and in SCD type 2, you have to insert updated records and also update the previous records effective date and time. So, since we have to give this output to two targets, so you have to take a multicast, then pass those values to multicast. Now what is the output? Updated records. Fine. Then after this you have to pass the values to, first let us insert records into your target. So the same thing, let us take OLEDB destination. Okay, this is to insert the records. Same thing. Now take the OLEDB destination is supposed to be our the target. We have the dimension target. Now let us bring the columns. So surrogate key, customer dim key is nothing but your ID, and the other columns are, make sure other columns are linked. So take inserted date. We are inserting the record, so effective date will be okay. Now let us take this state name, and region name and sub-region name. So sub-region name and region name. Fine. So these are the columns. Now make sure you have a surrogate key. It is an identity column. So make sure it is an identity column. Okay. Now we are inserting the updated records using the OLEDB destination. Now the second task is we have to update the target's effective data. The previous records dimensions previous records effective data. Okay, so for that we have to use OLEDB command. We have to use OLEDB command to update your target. So take it. Now here we have to build the query to update it. So you have to write the query there. Okay. Now here give the connection in the connection managers. We have to give the connection where our table is located, and in this place in the commands component properties we have to write the SQL command here. Before that we have to give the columns here. Okay, so if you see that this is empty. Now what one way is go to your external columns, add the columns. So first column is so we have to update multiple columns like all the critical columns: phone number, marital status, income level, and city. These are the columns you have to add. So first column, it is better you take the order of the columns. So if you see the order of the columns, you have contact name, then phone number, then marital status, then income level, then city. So let us create in the same order. So you can give the column names here. So you have a column, give the column name. It is contact name, contact name. Data type will be varchar. It is DT string. Okay, and the size is okay. Then add one more column. This is for phone number. Data type is make sure the data type is matching. Phone number is also a varchar. Phone number is also data string, and then add one more column: phone number, contact name, and marital status. And the data type is again the data type is data string. Then income level, the data type is for income level is varchar. City is also varchar. So it is data string, and city is also data string. Here the catch is if the city, if the customer is changing the city, so and the city is changing the state also. For example, if you take India, if I'm in Bangalore and I'm changing my place from Bangalore to another city called Mysore, then state won't change. But if I'm changing my city from Bangalore to which is in Karnataka to Hyderabad, which is in Andhra Pradesh, then state will change. So even we have to take the other columns, and we have to update those columns also. So we have city, state, and we have other columns: country name, sub-region name, and region name. So let us take those columns. Now we have to take a country name. Data type is data string. Sub-region name, sub-region name, and data type is dt string, and region name. dt, and we have to have the key column to update the record. So that is your surrogate key. Don't forget to add the surrogate key. Surrogate key is supposed to be numerical. It is numerical. Okay. Now let us order this. Okay. So we are in from top to bottom. We are from top to bottom. So region, sub-region, country name, and all this. So we have to remember this so that we can, when you are writing an update statement, that will help. So let us write an update statement. Based on the order of the columns, let us update it. Let us write an update statement. Yeah. So update the table. Update the table. Set columns. Contact name equal to question mark, phone number equal to question mark, then marital status. So very sorry, we are going in the reverse direction. We have to go like that. Customer, column name of the table is this. So these are the column names. So let us start from the bottom. Country, sub-region name equal to, since we have created in this order, we have to maintain the same order. Then region name, first region name, then sub-region name. Control C. Then country, then state, then city, then we have income level, then marital status, then phone number, then contact name, then we have contact name. Okay, so these are the columns, and we have to change the effective date also, equal to question mark, where surrogate key equal to question mark. So this is supposed to be our update statement. So make sure we have the columns in the same order. So we have surrogate key as the first one. So let us drop it and recreate it. And region is the first one. And the sub-region is the second one. Country, state, city, income level, marital status, phone, contact name. And we have to add one more column for effective date and bring that surrogate key to down. Okay, let us remove this and add a column. Okay, so we have added effective date and also the surrogate key. This is for the update. Now the data type for surrogate key is numeric. Numeric. Okay. Now go to column mappings. So here we have to map the columns accordingly. Okay. Now region name. We have region name. So take the region name, link it to region name, sub-region name to sub-region. As I told you, it will take the name and link it. So already it has linked it. So state name to state. Since the names are different, it is it will. So now change it like this. Income level, phone number, and we have a surrogate key. That surrogate key we have taken it from the lookup. We have taken that surrogate key from lookup for this purpose only, to update the previous record. The standard way of updating the record is this: we have to take the primary key column to update it. So this is the destination. Okay, and write the command. Okay, write the command. Okay, so make sure you have given the query, the connection is done. So after linking the columns, we are done with the mapping. So customer dimension update. Okay, this is customer dimension inserts. Okay, now save it. So this is the flow. We have joined it, then we have derived a column to get the effective date, inserted date and effective date. Then we have inserted new records and updated records we have inserted here, and updated records we have previous record we have updated it. Now let me add one more column here just to give effective data. Now Instead of the effective data as inserted data for the new records, we'll use effective date as some least value like this, 1900 Jan 1st. Okay. Now we have created that. Let us see, make sure that column is coming to this effective date. Okay. Then in the new when you are passing the record, inserting new records, instead of null, we'll take effective date as that least value. Then conditional split. Make sure we have that effective date. We have it. Then in the multicast, I think we don't need to check. Now these are also inserts. So make sure that inserted date and time we are not getting here. Yeah, effective date we are getting it. So just give that effective date, and we don't need to change anything here because it is just an update. Update with the today's data. That is excellent. That's it. This is the mapping. This is a city to type 2 mapping. So as a summary, like we have taken the source, did a lookup, created a derived column just to have the inserted date and effective date. Then we did a lookup on the target to know whether the record is existing in the target or not. If the record is not existing in the no match lookup, we are going to insert those records into the target. Then in the match records, we are checking using the conditional split. We are checking the updated records, and using the multi-class, we are splitting this. We are passing these records to multiple flows, and these are just inserts into the target, and these are updates. This is our type 2 mapping. Thanks.